Hello everyone, welcome to Melissa's Musings. Happy Sunday. As you guys know, I am Melissa Steele, real estate agent here in San Diego and nationwide, and I'm looking to connect with you guys today on doing what you can't. So thanks to Neistat because he did an awesome video that I'm going to post in the comments below. When did he post this? Oh, it's like a year old. But John just shared it with me recently, so I enjoyed watching it recently. And it gave me the inspiration for this video. Do what you can't. Because so many times in my own life, when I've thought of an idea, maybe it's an extra crazy one or something that's out of the ordinary for most people, I get a response of like, ooh, like, you shouldn't do that, or you can't do that, or are you crazy? And typically when I get those kinds of responses, I know it's a slam dunk idea. So his video, Do What You Can't, really inspired me to come to you guys with that message, because so often we're, told certain things in our life. Oh, you can do this, you can't do this, you shouldn't do this, you should do this. And so often we're given, that response, like, we don't fit in the box, we can't do it. It's a limiting conversation, right? And so I just am really inspired by people who continually move past the can't, who really create urgency and rigor around the I can't. And they truly prove to themselves that they can. And so for me, personally, no matter what has happened in my life, no matter when somebody tells me I can't, instead of allowing that to affect me and to absorb it and take that on, and then therefore have the story of I can't, every time somebody says you can't do that, what I've trained my mind to do in response is watch me. Watch me do it. So it didn't always start out that way. But from a very young age, whenever somebody told me, my mom and parents can definitely attest to this, when I was given a rule or something I could not do, guess what Melissa wanted to do? The opposite of that. If somebody was like my parents when I was 10, I really wanted a job. And they were like, you can't get a job, you're 10, like no one's going to hire you. You need to be 14 and have working papers to work at a job. So what that allowed me to do was say, okay, if I can't get a job, I get to create my job, and I created a dog walking company. When in college I was told I couldn't get an unpaid internship, what I did was I found unpaid internships, met with them, interviewed with them, would blow them out of the water in my interview process, would get a non-paid internship job offer, and I would say I would love this internship, but I am committed to getting paid for my value and my worth. What can we negotiate here so that I get paid during this internship? And I had over a dozen internships in college, and I did not do any free work ever. Melissa does not work for free. That is one of my value mantras. I am very in tune with my value, and therefore I get paid my value all the time. Anything less is not something I'm willing to work for. So any time in my life I've been told I can't. When John and I decided to move out to California, I want you guys to guess how many times we went up against the I can't conversation. It was, I don't know the number for sure, but I'm going to say dozens, if not hundreds, of different conversations, because not only did we have those limiting beliefs, like, oh, is this actually going to happen? Are we going to be able to do this? But quite literally every single person in our entire sphere was like, do not, you cannot, you won't find a job, you won't do this, you can't do this, you won't be successful, blah, 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 word vomit. All of their concerns because of their filing cabinet full of shit, like maybe they had an unsuccessful attempt to move somewhere else. Maybe they had an unsuccessful attempt to find a new job. Whatever it may have been, they were utilizing their conversations to provide advice in a limiting belief fashion, right? So, and in that moment, when John and I were deciding whether or not to take that leap, that gigantic move across the country, quitting our jobs, selling my house, selling everything we owned, all the things, of course we were up against I can't conversations. But what it allowed us to do was prove them wrong. Okay, so here's a limitation, here's a roadblock. How do we get to the other side of that? People were like, you have a house. What are you going to do with the house? Roadblock. Sell it. Solution. What are you going to do to find a new job? We started applying. Roadblocks. We kept losing jobs to other employees. Well, roadblock exists. the solution was moving to California and being here in person to compete against those local competitors, you know, the local market. Let's see, roadblock. Way too much stuff to move, way too much stuff to fit in the car. Roadblock. How to get to the other side. Solution. Literally sell everything we own that didn't fit in the car. That was the solution. So for every I can't in your life, literally every I can't in your life, there is a solution, and the solution is one that you get to either embrace or turn down. But there is a solution. Like, quite literally anything in life is possible. If I want to source $10 million tomorrow, is it possible? Absolutely. Is it feasible? Probably. It's going to take a lot of moving mountains. But if what's standing in my way is like $10 million, there is a solution, right? Like realistically, the solution is $10 million. What stands in my way is how to get those $10 million before tomorrow, if I had that urgency. So quite literally, whenever you have an I can't, there's always a solution that would absolutely make an I can. It's simply how limiting is your mindset and what are you open to in terms of possibility? How limitless is your possibility? Where do you know, like, what is your standard? So that's my message today. Do what you can't. And if there's any message that's coming up for you right now, anything that's standing in your way that you have an I can't conversation around, we get to talk about it. Because whether it's money or time or anything else, literally anything else, we get to talk through it. Because anything that's standing in your way is something that you get to break through. Anything that's standing here in the spot that's preventing you from your solution or your achieved goal or whatever is on the other side of this, between you and it, you get to abolish this and figure out how to make that happen. So you've got it in you. I already know. If I can do it, you 100% can do it. There's no doubt in my mind, because I started out as a very scared little girl. And only by busting through every I can't, having every I can't be combated with watch me, instead of my initial, you know, like when people used to tell me you can't do something, I used to take that on. And I used to be like, oh, I can't do this. It's impossible. I can't do it. Boots, don't be naughty. I'm like, no, I can't do it. It's impossible. But when I really trained myself to be aware that that's the conversation I was taking on, I was like, no, I'm in an abundant mindset. I am in a growth mindset. I'm in a limitless mindset where quite literally anything is possible in my world. So in that mindset, if something is in my way, how do I get over it? And if somebody tells me that I can't, watch me. Deborah, I know that you know that about me, because at Citibank, in our department of like 30 peeps, there was not one person who was like, this is a great idea, Melissa. People were like, that's awesome, good luck, of course, you know. But there were a good number of people who cared deeply about John and I who were like, that seems real risky, peeps. And of course, it was a high-risk move. But the results and the achievements and what we were able to cause because of the goal that we had and getting to the other side of it was life-changing, and it's nothing I would ever change in a million years. I am so happy with the pathway that we took, because it's gotten to me to where I am today. So I love you guys. Alex, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. Fuck yes. Yes, 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 yes. Like, anything is possible. And if you have a conversation around something that's limiting you, or it's not a limitless conversation, you get to absolutely connect with me to break through that shit, because it is not serving you. It is instead holding you back from something awesome that you desperately want to have and 100% are worthy of and deserve. So that's my musing for today. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. It's an amazing Sunday. I'm so happy to be here connecting with you, and I love you. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you soon.